Tottenham's timely search for a defensive midfielder has now danced with its conclusion. 30-year-old Lisbon-born Bayern midfielder Joao is the latest addition to the thomasfrank era. Palhinha's arrival has triggered a very divided opinion amongst the lily-whites across social media, so let's get down to business. Analyse, understand, evaluate and combine Joao and Tottenham Hotspur. Now, if you're expecting me to say that Joao is this terrible signing, all because he's not Andrea Pirlo on the ball, then you may be disappointed. In a video nearly 2 months ago, I actually recommended the 30-year-old to thomasfrank Spurs, and I'm going to do the same once again. Palhinha at 30 years old has a wealth of experience, currently sitting below 400 senior appearances, crafting and fashioning himself into a real midfield destroyer. Within the Premier League, this flourished best at Fulham. In the 23-24 campaign, Palhinha made the most tackles in the league, winning 8.60 duels per 90, 1.53 interceptions, asserting aggression, stability and energy into that midfield. Portuguese midfield engine is a master in dominating duels, recycling the ball, breaking up play, winning second balls, covering for teammates and anchoring his back line. At his best, Palhinha is an elite ball winner with excellent positional discipline. When 1v1 with opponents, he enjoys stabbing his leg into the ball cleanly, itching proactively to get his foot in and take back the ball. He attempts at tackling the ball from around the opponent, through the opponent, any way possible to reach that ball. But quite commonly, he aggressively flies into tackles and has mastered the art of it, sliding right into the ball or shifting his body, going through with the slide in a sideways-like motion, allowing for him to push the ball away clearly, cleanly, not so much bending the knees. This can lead to fouls and over-aggression, but on the flip side, he affirms real security to his team and wins back the ball as soon as possible. Most times in which he engages within these duels is the act of covering for his team. Palhinha protects his forward, more technically gifted teammates as they flourish up the pitch, with Palhinha sitting right behind them. He's fantastic at chasing back, recovering distance, blocking crosses, blocking shots, and the clutch actions that single-handedly save his team, like his block here against Bukayo Saka. This is a leader, a strong communicator, the type of player that opponents absolutely hate to face. If you take a heavy touch near Palhinha, you are getting clamped, flattened. This is a monstrous ball winner, not many better when he's on it, eliminating danger and stamping authority, which is why the 30-year-old suits the high, aggressive, man-to-man press so well. He's capable of pushing high with energy and contributing to the act of pinning a team back in their own half. Again, over-aggression can creep into his game, so expect some yellow cards, even a red card, but also anticipate and embrace the picture of him winning the ball back high and becoming the catalyst to an attack, to a turnover. Now, he is capable of longer, more looped, direct passes, but he mostly likes it to keep it simple without overcomplicating his game, understanding his strengths and maximising and sticking to them, really mastering what he's good at and keeping simple to what he may not be as good at. So now we understand a little bit more about Joao Palhinha, his talents, his strengths, his slight weaknesses. How does this fit into Tottenham Hotspur? There's been a lot of doubt amongst a lot of Tottenham fans, and then some other Tottenham fans who are absolutely sold at the signing. So let's have a look and see how he fits. So this is what Tottenham Hotspur and thomasfrank look like with Joao Palhinha in the lineup. Of course, you have flexibility with the likes of Bentancur, Brennan Johnson, Jed Spence, Archie Gray, Kulusevski, Wilson Odobert. There's a lot of flexibility here, but this for me is probably the best 11 out of the crop of players that Tottenham Hotspur have, with also heung-min leaving too. Now, the signing itself for me is a low risk one. It's a loan move. If he doesn't work out, fine. Of course you've paid a decent chunk of his wages, but that's okay. You've developed hopefully Archie Great within the meantime, you got Bentancur on the side as well, and if he is fantastic, then cool, 30 million or maybe even cheaper. It's low risk, it's a loan move. People are massively overreacting to those that are opposed to it. The player of this mould is needed for a manager like thomasfrank, but also in defensive midfield. Now I know a lot of people would have wanted Adam Wharton, Carlos Baleba, a more fancy deep line playmaker role, but at the end of the day, two of those were quite unrealistic. They would have been massively expensive, upwards of the 100 million mark, and the problem with a fancy deep line playmaking midfielder is that you need to win duels in the Premier League, especially in thomasfrank's 11, and thomasfrank and joao are a good fit together. So you need to be able to win duels, you need running power, you need energy for those to cover. A player like this lets players of the more technical ability like Maddison, Tell, Kudus flourish more and go forward. Without a player of this mould, the Florian Wirtz, the Cole Palmers, the Morgan Rogers of the division have a field day, and this allows thomasfrank's high press and out of possession work to be very, very effective. thomasfrank places huge emphasis on second balls and winning duels. A player like joao allows that to be a bit more effective within his ideas, allowing Spurs to attack more, control the game more, and hopefully win more. He matches thomasfrank. He can be an anchor to the defence, allowing for Spurs not to be so carved open in transition and on the ball, which of course Spurs suffered a lot with Ange Postecoglou. A lot of people have zoomed in on his ability on the ball, and if you look at this shape from build-up, this 4-2-4 like shape that we might see with thomasfrank, that we'll probably see with thomasfrank in build-up, then Palhinha doesn't jeopardise this. Chill out. He's good recycling the ball from side to side, and when playing out, a lot of teams do lose the ball. It's common, it's going to happen. So a player like João Palhinha can urgently cover and get the ball back. He may not be this sexy, ball-playing defensive midfielder that can spray balls out, who's press resistant, but ultimately he holds a lot of value for what thomasfrank aims for in this Tottenham team. Attacking midfielders are not going to like playing against Palhinha, which means teams aren't going to like playing against Spurs again. When we push up into a bit more of a 3-2-5 shape, Palhinha is that anchor to the defence. He allows the more technical players to flourish and fly forwards. If you want Pedro Porro flying forwards without too much concern for what's behind him, maximising the most out of his attacking ability, then you need a player like Palhinha. If you want Kudus to move into these half spaces, combine with Maddison, bring fluidity to the attacking third, then you need a player like Palhinha. So if we just push everybody up for a sec, if you even want Bergvall and Sarr to move into these spaces spontaneously, then again, you need a player like Palhinha. I think there's a pattern emerging here. Even a doggy as well, you need a player who can cover. And ultimately the three players that are going to be left back, Van der Ven, Palhinha, Romero, they are very aggressive, they are quite fast, very energetic, very hard working. So although you may be worried about the space that's being left behind, you've got three players here who can easily cover that space, eat up the ground. Pedro Porro flying forwards, cool, Palhinha is going to cover just here. A doggy for the same as well. Palhinha is going to be a protector for that back line, ensuring Spurs aren't carved open in transition. When we move further forwards, when you have Solanke attacking the box, Matheus Tel attacking the box, Kudus on the edge of the box, potentially looking to shoot or combine, Maddison within these spaces, even a doggy flying up and Pedro Porro moving up as well, even Bergvall and Sarr, then you need these three players. These three players are aggressors. These three players are going to save you without the ball. I'm not sure how Spurs fans can watch last season and the amount of times they got exposed in transition and say no to a player like Joao Palhinha, whose expertise sits within covering his team in transition. This is his bread and butter. This is his specialty at it, and this really is what he's best at. He's probably an elite ball winner at his best, because there's not many in world football who are better at him in terms of what he does. But just to comment on this 3-2-5, we have seen Pedro Porro tuck into a back three in pre-season against Reading in particular, but with this 3-2-5 shape, it ensures you get triangles out wide. Here you've got a doggy, Maddison and Matheus Tel, and then here you've got Kudus, Porro and Bergvall and Sarr. there's good flexibility here, which isn't possible without, guess who, Palhinha. It all comes down to Palhinha. He is going to unleash this system, and he really is the missing piece to this puzzle that allows Spurs to flourish, that allows Spurs to be fun and entertaining to watch. As you can see, we've now added an opposition, and as you can see, we're going man for man. This is thomasfrank's high press. When teams are trying to play out from the back, you need a player like joao who can jump onto these players. This player here, receiving the ball, is going to get clamped by Palhinha. Spurs win the ball back, bang, potentially a goal. It's going to be really effective. Now, of course, joao has the tendency to be over-aggressive, to give away fouls, to go too hard into duels. He got 13 yellow cards for Fulham in his last season there. But what he can bring is killing momentum. He can be a momentum killer for the other teams. That stop and start against the big teams like Man City or Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea will be massively frustrating because they will have no momentum, no tempo, nothing really going for them because they are pinned back and suffocated by this aggressive, high, man-to-man killing press. Joao only maximises this, and within this front line you've also got players like Brennan Johnson who can play, but there's a lot of pace, there's a lot of power, and there's a lot of physicality. On this side you've got Solanke, physical, fast. You've got Kudus, physical, a lot of running power. Maddison, pretty fast, he can get about the pitch quite well, pretty hard working. Tell, fast. Palhinha, aggressive. All of these players are athletic and fast, and all of these players are going to be coached fantastically with Thomas Frank, and all of the rest of the players will flourish even more because of Joao Palhinha's high work rates. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. What do you think of the signing of Joao Palhinha? Do you think it's a good one, demonstrating the same ideas that I have today, or do you think Spurs should have opted for someone else? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.